It's all necessary and needed. It all depends how we react to it, which makes all the difference, because with floods, it's really interesting. I mean, we already know about Dr. Emoto's studies, correct, about the intent and how we can work with water. Well, the majority of the planet is water, and most of our body is water as well. So there's a great deal we can do as a collective to calm the waters. Right now I'm helping people how to, understand natural disasters and take an earthquake from an 8.7 to a 2.2. Because we can do that with our intent. This stuff does not have to happen. It's just a major wake-up call. I mean, I was speaking to the native Hopi elders, and they were telling me about how they were concerned about some of the prophecies and the disasters that were to come. And I said, they're only told to you just to get you to act at just the right time. It's motivation. If I told you, for example, to move out of that chair, probably wouldn't really listen, but if I told you to move out of that chair, because if you didn't, a rock would fall from the sky and hit you on the head, you might want to move. So that's really what it is, and we have to understand there's missing pieces, even like people who are getting visions of the future, and they think it's doom, and destruction, and they're terrified. I want people to understand the reason you're getting those visions is because you are from a future reality probability where that did happen. And you've been sent back to avert it. And it's been, you get these visions as a reminder of what you need to remember and correct. Doesn't necessarily mean this is it, because humans are their own self-fulfilling prophecy. This is very exciting because I know we're going to make it. Because we have experimented and explored so many probabilities. I've been taken to and shown all the future that we have experienced and tested out. So it's almost like my brother when he plays a video game. He's wasted a lot of lives, right, learning what works and what doesn't work. He also has help from the people who created the game, which are called cheat masters. You can call them angels or guides or whatever you want to call them. And they're walking him through the process. The boss is always the most challenging of all, right? But he's well equipped now, and we're more awake and aware, and there's so many more coming to the planet, even more awake and aware, and more gifted. It's really exciting. It's a unification where we no longer have to hide, where we recognize ourselves in each other. Will be a galactic family reunion, and not necessarily ships coming from the sky with alien beings coming forth, but the veil lifting where, we're only using 30% of our eyes, so there's a heck of a lot that we can't see. But once that changes, we're going to see, our loved ones in their cosmic form. In our own family, not necessarily, the way people are. It's closer than we think. Let's just put it that way.
Well, speaking of being closer than we think, many people seem to be pretty much affixed to the date of December 21st, 2012 as the window, the period of time that things will actually start to shift. But how do you feel about that? We're in it now, aren't we?
I find that really interesting. Yes, we are in the age of Aquarius as of Valentine's Day. How romantic is that?
Really?
That's the ultimate, I think. Yeah. The cosmic love for you, for the whole planet, But it's interesting because the Mayan calendar technically says that it's 2011 right now, because we are operating with a Gregorian calendar, which is very messed up and inaccurate. And a lot of people are waiting for 2012 as if let's wait and see what's going to happen, okay? But it's not about waiting for it. It's this isn't about waiting for Christ or waiting for someone to come and give you all the answers and fix everything. You were brought here because you are the answer to your prayers. You saw what was going on there, and you said, bring me down there. I know I can do it. I know I can get past the veil. You're almost like given like the video game. You're like, no, I can do this, and I'm not leaving until I get it right. So I find that it's really interesting, people waiting to see when, if you're going to wait, then you're going to miss the whole show. It's like there's three kinds of people, people who watch it happen, people who make it happen, and people who wonder what the heck happened.
Absolutely right. That's a good one. I like that.
And if people are worried about, one more thing. Sorry, sweetie, I keep interrupting you. It's just because I'm excited. I have so much I want to say.
Just keep going.
Okay. Okay, the other thing I wanted to say about people concerned about the financial situation right now in the economy and possible martial law, or what I like to call martial blah. It really is, let them take all of our money. We weren't born with money attached to us. No trees grow any money, they fine. Like, it's more so about us realizing that we have everything we need, and that all that other stuff has complicated our life for such a long time and kept us in a spell, a daze, not knowing what the heck's going on. And it'll be very liberating. It will almost, what I get is, the movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas, where the Grinch steals everybody's Christmas presents and he thinks everybody's going to be sad, but instead they're all smiling and holding hands. And then the Grinch is like, what? They're not sad at all. Then he comes down and joins the celebration as well. That's what it will be like.
Wow, that sounds good to me. Well, what we seem to be missing out on a lot of is the love for one another and the connection to one another and the connection to nature and all of creation.
That's the beautiful thing, because, nature doesn't lie to us. Nature doesn't try to control us or exploit us or anything. It's pure, like your children as well. And it's really interesting when people say, oh, this is a cult, this new age kind of thing. I'm like, well, what are you going to do when every single child in every different belief incarnates and is talking about the same thing, memories of past lives, future lives, multidimensional lives, speaking about angels and nature spirits, and then some are incredibly gifted and incredibly psychic, and telekinetic. What are you going to do? You can't dispute the universal truth, but it's incredibly vast as well.
Yeah. Well, and there is, many books have said that the children will lead the way.
Absolutely. So. Only one that possesses the heart of a child may enter the kingdom of God. So it's not just the children, it's also us accessing our inner child, balancing our masculine and our feminine and our left and right brain, not playing favorites or choosing one over the other, because parents know that what happens when they choose one parent over the other. One child over the other, it becomes holy hell. And so why are we doing the same thing to God? Choose my belief, choose me. No, I'm right. I had a dream about that when my fingers were all battling and saying, arguing, saying, oh, I'm the right path. No, I'm the right one. I'm like, this is silly. You're all important, and all of you lead to the palm, the same place, sooner or later. How can you choose one over the other?
Yeah.
You'll never have peace.
What about the balancing of the light and the dark? How much dark do we need to incorporate? And, what's going to happen to those who are, have their own dark agendas for all of mankind? Will they just simply vanish, or will they wake up and smell the coffee, or...
Some will be taken off the planet, but I really, that's one theory, but I really see it more as, with us awakening, they'll be awakening too, because we'll be in unconditional love, meaning it will be balancing our light and our dark and embracing that. It only becomes really intense and harsh when we're fighting it and we're hiding and we're denying it. But the more honest and real we are with ourselves, all they really are is just a mere reflection of ourselves of what we do not want to see nor admit. And we've been telling ourselves that they're bad, and they've completely affirmed this belief. I am that I am. I am whatever you say I am. And so the more that it's also like the 100 monkey effect too. Like, as a light worker, I'm here not just for the other light workers and star seeds and crystal children. I'm also here for the sleeping people. My heart goes out to them. I remember sleeping and what that was like and how scary it is and how alone you feel and how depressed. I understand it. I have a lot of empathy for them, and I don't mind, being patient and helping them along to understand and finding new ways to articulate something to help them understand and grasp. I'm also here for the Illuminati, because they're also family. I don't know if you've seen the movie, Disney movie Lilo and Stitch. They have this saying, Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
I like that.
They're all pieces of the puzzle. It just depends our relationship to it. And see, we've been torn in duality for such a long time, thinking good and bad, right and wrong, and that happens to us at a very young age, and that really, devastates our consciousness and our connection to the divine.